Hello, everybody. Look, it's Night Starter. Look over your shoulder, you find me waiting. Look over your shoulder, I'll be there. I used to say I was sincere, baby, but when you needed me most, I wasn't there. You can forgive me. Look over your shoulder, you'll find me waiting. Look over your shoulder, you'll find me. I know you found someone new. Show me that you love me, honey. Just show me that you love me. And girl, I have a drive to keep from asking you if somehow you can forgive me. You can forgive me. Look over your shoulder, you'll find me waiting. Look over your shoulder, you'll find me waiting. I know it's not easy to find someone who cares, and especially a love, baby, and especially a love, baby, that's been shared. But if somehow you can forgive me, if somehow you can forgive me, if somehow you can forgive me, look over your shoulder. Hey, baby, you'll find me waiting. Look over your shoulder, please, you'll be waiting, baby. Look over your shoulder, you'll find me, baby. Look over your shoulder, you'll find me. I'll be waiting. Just look over your shoulder, you'll find me. You can forgive me. Look over your shoulder, you'll find me. That was the Escorts with Look Over Your Shoulder, You'll Find Me Waiting. What's up, everybody? Happy Night Starter. Here we are. I'm so excited. If you just cheated and looked on Instagram, then you know the theme. I just gave up the juiciness. Tonight's theme, I'm so excited about this one. I know Lorraine is excited too. Tonight's theme is Behind the Bars. Music. I need some different background music. Music and crime. Everybody, the theme is Behind the Bars, music and crime. I'm so excited. I've found some really interesting stuff to talk about and some really great songs that connect with this. So we're gonna dive right. So we are gonna dive right in on this, and I'm gonna tell you all about what's going on. So, if you're new to the room, this is Night Starter, always a little bit classy, mostly trashy. I'm your host, Kendra Morris, and always so happy to be here. I'm really sorry about Wednesday night. I have a good reason why. And we will talk about that a little bit later in the show. But right now, I want to just dive right into Behind the Bars, Music and Crime. Hold on, I'm just kind of getting my sounds together right now. It was kind of I had a rehearsal today too, so I've been juggling. So, Behind the Bars, Music and Crime. This is a juicy one, folks. So, I am bringing with me tonight the Concrete Block and Chain, so we got to get to the bottom of things. On tonight's theme, we're going to talk about mafia rings, all kinds of a kooky producer, a band formed in prison. We got it all. So the first song that I started with was Look Over Your Shoulder by the Escorts. And they are the first band I want to talk about. And I want to tell you why that song is part of tonight's theme, Behind the Bars. So the Escorts were a New Jersey doo-wop soul band, soul R&B group. And the Escorts, there were 7 members. They were each serving time at Rahway State Prison when they all met. It began with the founding member, Reginald Prophet Haynes. He was practicing singing doo-wop with the other inmates. And the guys all performed at the Prison Talent Show in 1970, and they ended up catching the attention of a Motown producer, George Kerr, who just happened to be at that talent show, and his ears perked up, and he had to go back and get all the permission to come back to the prison, and he came back 3 years later in 1973 with portable recording equipment, and he recorded the Escorts' very first album, their main album, right there in prison at Rahway Correctional Institute in New Jersey. And it's with that the album was called, thanks Ruby Dale. The album was All We Need Is Another Chance. I think that was their pretty much only record. And Look Over Your Shoulder, which you just heard, was on that album, and it charted at number 45 on the R&B charts in 1973. So I guess he must have recorded them a little bit before that, because it takes time. My timelines are a little off, but I thought that was so interesting. And also, another fact about the Escorts, there's another song that I really love of theirs that I didn't realize it was them, but their other main song is a song that is called I Can't Stand to See You Cry. And fun fact about that song was sampled on Jay Dilla's very, very famous album, Donuts. And I was like, when I heard it, when I was like researching the bands and the music for this episode, I was like, I know this song. And it goes, I don't have it queued up right now, but it goes, I can't stand to see you cry. Maybe I'll play it at the end. But yeah, if you're not familiar with the Escorts, check them out. They kicked things off for us tonight. Fabulous, amazing band that formed in prison and were discovered doing the Prison Talent Show. Imagine like being in prison and having your song hit the charts. Like, what a wild feeling. I always like say, for my own life, like whenever things are going really good in one area, they're usually like over here in another area, or they're even killed. But when things are really high somewhere, something else is usually like really low somewhere. So I will imagine that's kind of the same, could be the same feeling. Got a lot more of music and crime facts on tonight's Night Starter, Behind the Bars, but right now I want to get into the next song. This is Tommy James and the Shondells is the next song. I've got some stories, and you're going to find out how Tommy James and the Shondells tie into music and crime after this song. So thanks again, everybody on Night Starter and on my Twitch and YouTube, and for coming on a Friday night. I know it's a little bit switched up. I see Lorraine's here, keeping everyone in check. Thank you again for all your support. Thanks everyone for, I see Felix Moonrocks on Twitch resubscribed. Thank you for the super chat, Ruby Dale, and thank you all for being here. Let's keep going. I got a lot to talk about, and we're gonna, also it's Friday night, so we are gonna go past 10 o'clock, probably 10:30. So I hope you're up for a late one here on Friday Night Starter, land. And with that, for you, I have Tommy James and the Shondells with Crystal Blues Persuasion. This is a great tune. Look over yonder, what do you see? The sun is rising, most definitely. A new day is coming, people are changing. Ain't it beautiful? Crystal blue persuasion. Better get ready, gonna see the light. Ooh, love is the answer, and all that's right. So don't you give up now, it's easy to find. Just look to your soul and open your mind. Crystal blue persuasion, it's a new vibration. Crystal blue persuasion, crystal blue persuasion. Maybe tomorrow, when he looks down on every green field and every town, all of his children in every nation, there'll be peace and good brotherhood. Crystal blue persuasion, yeah. Crystal blue persuasion, crystal blue persuasion, crystal blue persuasion, crystal blue persuasion, crystal blue persuasion. That was Tommy James and the Shondells with Crystal Blues Persuasion. You're watching Night Starter, tonight's theme, Behind the Bars, Music and Crime. We'll be right back after these very Night Starter messages.
Are you looking for a bargain or a real steal? How about 2 records for the price of 1? Stop shoplifting. It's a crime.
We're back. It was a quick little commercial for you because I got a lot to talk about tonight. So, welcome back to Night Starter. So what you just heard was Tommy James and the Shondells with Crystal Blue Persuasion. And I told you they have something to do with this theme tonight. of music and crime, and I'm going to tell you about that right now. So, Tommy James and the Shondells were a group that they did also a song that you might be familiar with, Crimson and Clover, which I love that song. I almost did that one, but I really like Crystal Blue Persuasion because it's just such a underdog type of tune. Anyways, they had a bunch of great tunes, but the one that you would be most familiar with is Crimson and Clover, and there's one other, and I'm having a brain fart right now, which, if you're new to Night Starter, I have a lot of brain farts. That's what's basically takes up the mass of my brain. But also in my mass of brain fart, Tommy James and the Shondells were on a label in the late 60s, early 70s, and that label was Roulette Records. And this is where the crime happens. If you're not familiar, Roulette Records was an American major record label and distributor that started in the 1950s. And there was a few different founders, but they also had to do with, there was a few different founders of this label, but one of these founders is who I want to talk about. His name was Morris Levy. And remember that name. Morris Levy also had to do with the Birdland Jazz Club. He also had a label later called Strawberry Records, or Records Shop. He had this chain of record stores called Strawberry Records. So Tommy James and the Shondells, who I just sang, were signed to Roulette Records. And another thing about Roulette Records was, dun dun dun, Roulette Records was heavily involved with New York City's Genovese crime family. And they were a huge mob family in New York City, and they were the underbelly to Roulette Records. And Morris Levy, who was the director of this label and one of the founders, he was the one who was directly tied to Roulette Record, to the Genovese crime family. Morris Levy, he was known to work closely with the family, including these two main mob bosses, Vincent the Chin Gigante, I'm going to say this right, and Tommy Ebola. So this is some of the this is some of the stuff that Morris Levy and Roulette Records were known to do. Guys, I got so into this, learning all this stuff. So one of the things that he was known to do was to, when they wanted to sign somebody, they would scare off all the other labels. Tommy James from Tommy James and the Shondells, actually, he stated this. He wrote a whole book, which I really want to read. I think it's called Music and the Mob or something. If anyone's read, Tommy James wrote a whole book about all the crazy underbelly and what they dealt with when they were signed with Roulette. But he said that they were trying to sign with Atlantic, and Morris Levy and Roulette would strong-arm the other labels. So they said they felt like they were forced into signing with Roulette. Another thing that he would do, Roulette would also deny artists their royalties. So like they would say, we just spent $75,000 on your album, and it's going to take a while for you to make that back. And the artists would never make it back. They would just come up with numbers and then never give the artists the royalties. It's funny that kind of still goes on today with streaming. Music and crime still happens. Let's keep that in mind. But that's another conversation for another Night Starter night. So Roulette Records also used payola and fear tactics to control the radio stations. So what they would do to make sure that their artists were on the radio, they would use their mob money to make sure, like, they would bribe the radio people, but also if, like, say, the radio person didn't like the song, too bad, they would send their gangsters in to just basically strong arm and be like, you're not going to play my guy? That was a real thing that happened. And then they also ran multiple scams and rackets via, this one is really interesting to me. One of the things that they did, Morris Levy would bootleg artist records. So he would duplicate, like, for example, he'd duplicate Tommy James and the Shondells album. And then you would go to the record stores and you would put them on the shelves. He would replace all of the albums with the duplicates that didn't have a scan bar or whatever. They would replace them so that when people would go buy the records, the money was going to them instead of to other labels, or it would be like some label from Atlantic or some label from Motown or whatever, and they would put these bootlegs on the shelves. And then, because Morris Levy, everybody was scared of him, and also they were such a huge part of the music business, the other labels would say, "Hey Morris, someone's been bootlegging our records and there's like all these duplicates. Can you fix this? Can you help us?" Because they thought like Morris would clean it up. So then they would charge a fee to get the records off the shelf, and they would make money. So they would double dip, make money by putting the bootlegs on the shelf, and then they would charge a cleaning fee. And people who figured this out couldn't do anything about it because they knew this was all a mob money laundering, like racket scam. Nobody could do anything. So that was crazy. And at one point, this guy, Corky Vastola and Morris Levy, again, this guy was so dirty, they had arranged to have another music executive beaten up. I'm sure a lot more happened than beating up, but for owing more than $1 million to MCA Records. They wound up, I think, in the late 70s, the early 80s, Roulette wound up, I don't know if they were sold or went under. I didn't write this in my notes. But I did find one thing. Sugar Hill Records was originally on Roulette Records, which Sugar Hill Records, if you're familiar with Sylvia Robinson, who did Pillow Talk, her and I think Joe Robinson, Sugar Hill Records was the beginning of one of the very first hip-hop labels. So they started with Roulette Records, and luckily they got out of Roulette Records and became their own thing, but I thought that was really interesting. So just look at how all these things connect. And last thing, in 1986, Morris Levy, Roulette Records founder, this guy who was doing all this stuff with the Genovese crime family, Morris Levy was tried and convicted for extorting money from an FBI informant, and he was part of a group of 21 people who were indicted on 117 counts of mafia involvement and extortion through music. Levy actually wound up dying in 1990, just before he was going to go to prison pretty much for the rest of his life. But yeah, he lucked out and he died instead. But that is the story, the brief story of Roulette Records and them being a huge part of crime and music and all the crazy things they did. And we're going to talk more about that soon, but right now I'm going to do another song that is going to tie us further into some more mafia involvement. And yeah, right here, catch my breath, here on Night Starter. Are you guys having fun learning all this stuff? I'm reading all your comments now. Yeah. All right, guys, here's the next song. This next song is also tied to crime, and we'll talk about it after this here on Night Starter, Behind the Bars, Friday night special, music and crime. Ooh, I like this song. Didn't I make you feel like you were the only man? Didn't I give you everything that a woman possibly possibly can. I give to you. I'm gonna show you, baby, that a woman can be tough. So come on, come on, come on, come on and take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Break another little bit of my heart now, honey. Have another little piece of my heart now, baby. You know you got it if it makes you feel good. You're out on the streets, and you know deep down in your heart it ain't right. Ooh, you'll never hear me when I cry at night. Oh, I tell myself that I can't stand the pain. When you hold me in your arms, I'll say it again. So come on, come on, come on, come on and take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Break another little piece of my heart now, baby. Have another little piece of my heart now, baby. You know you got it if it makes you feel good. Hey, take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Break another little piece of my heart now, baby, honey. Have another little piece of my heart now, baby. You know you got it if it makes you feel good. That was Irma Franklin with Piece of My Heart, and that is the original version of Piece of My Heart. You probably know it, you've probably heard, you're probably familiar with the Janis Joplin version, but that was not, Irma Franklin was the first to do it, and we're gonna get into exactly where this fits into music and crime. So what's up, Cosmic Taco Beach Shack, popping in on YouTube. So that song, Piece of My Heart, how are my levels, you guys? That song was written by this fella named Burt Russell Burns. And Burt Russell Burns, he was a producer and a songwriter who wrote for a ton of people. He wrote the song Twist and Shout. He wrote, I should just read all this so that I can, he wrote also, I love Solomon Burke, Cry to Me. That's like one of my favorite songs. He wrote that song. He wrote for, I don't know where all my stuff is. Yeah, he wrote a bunch of songs. Just read what I wrote. But that was another main one. Oh, he wrote Under the Boardwalk. He wrote Hang On Sloopy. And he was also the founder of Bang Records. So Burt Russell Burns is what ties us further into Behind the Bars and music and crime. He was a really intense guy, to say the least. He also was known as Burt Burns, spelled B-E-R-T-B-E-R-N-S, if you want to look him up. So he had a heart condition, and he was told he wasn't going to live past the age of 21. So his whole life, he had this urgency to do major things. People would say he had a really intense personality, and he was just always living on the edge. With an extreme sense of urgency, because he kept thinking he was going to die, although he did wind up dying from his heart condition at 38 years old. So Burt Burns was never convicted of crime like our friend Morris Levy was, but he also was known to have deep connections with gangsters, including also the Genovese crime family out of New York City as well. Burns was known to always hang around with mafia guys, and he also enlisted the mafia to scare off other labels from him wanting to work with or sign to his label Bang Records. Bert Burns had an argument with Neil Diamond at one point. Neil Diamond didn't want to sign with him, apparently. And so he had one of his mob buddies beat up Neil Diamond's manager, and one of these mob guys actually tossed a stink bomb into the club, and Neil Diamond, at the club Neil Diamond was performing at, and Neil Diamond apparently went into hiding for a little bit after that. Also, Jerry Wexler from Atlantic Records wanted to buy Bang out from Underburns. So Wexler, thinking he was like doing something, he brought in good old Morris Levy, who had all the crime ties, Morris Levy from Roulette, and he brought him in to scare Bert Burns into selling Bang. Well, guess what? Bert Burns was also buddies with the mob, so then he brought in his tie, Tommy Bolai, who also, this was where I was confused, was also a Genovese friend. In retaliation, and Atlantic Records backed down. Yeah, apparently, I think there were some stories of I don't know if this was him, but he dangled someone out a window. It was just again, the payola, the bullying people, and he was just, there's, my friend Paula that I was hanging out with the other night was telling me that there's a bunch of stuff, there's a whole documentary on this guy, and like, what an amazing, like, songwriter he was, but also he was just so tied into crime, hanging out with these mobsters. So anyways, he wrote Piece of My Heart that you just heard. And with that, I think it's time for some news of the weird. So here comes another commercial break. And when I'm back, we're gonna do news of the weird. And then we're gonna keep talking about music and crime, because guess what? Big surprise, everybody. There's a lot of crime in music. Not the artists. The artists are not the criminals, but you know who is? The industry. That's why it's a music industry. It's not a music artist. Anyways, it is a deep, deep dive, and next time, I want to do a part 2 where we go into the beginning of where all these music labels came from, because a lot of these music labels also come from organized crime, and that's why, to this day, artists have always been stolen from. Today it's streaming. AI is going to be doing it too. I don't want to go down these dark paths right now, but also the way that contracts were made. Contracts were purposely written in a way because a lot of musicians, we use our brains in a different way, and a lot of musicians, even like they took advantage of a lot of black artists. In the past, a lot of white artists, just a lot of artists, they would make contracts purposely hard to read back in the day so that they could take your rights to your songs. Did you know that Sonny and Cher didn't even know that the whole time that she was doing her show with Sonny had her under a salary. He was taking all her money, and so when she finally split off from him, she had no money because she had been Sonny's employee the whole time. It's crazy. Anyways, let's keep going. It's time for News of the Weird, because I'm going down the rabbit hole right here tonight on Night Starter, Behind the Bars, Music and Crime. I'll see you guys after this commercial.
An afternoon at the salon for the big night out, $200. The big night out, $5,000. Coming home the next morning after the big night out, $25,000 and counting. An afternoon in the park after Michael Gallagher's gotten you visitation with your kids, priceless. I'm Mike Gallagher. Give me a call if you need help.
Okay, we'll see you tonight for dinner. Come on, boys. See you in a couple of hours.
Consider this, a responsible lady, a shopping center. But our Mrs. Keebler is a thief, a shoplifter, and will not make it home for dinner tonight.
I wonder where Mommy is.
And now, weekly news of the weird with your favorite anchor, Kendra Morris.
Hello, everybody. Here I am with the news of the weird.
And
Wait,
now,
here's my announcer again.
News of the weird with your favorite anchor, Kendra Morris.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Night Starter Nightly News of the Weird. In tonight's news, I like my harp music. Okay. I need some new news. If anybody has any new news music for me, send it my way. Welcome to Night Starter News of the Weird. Found some juicy stuff for you. I'm going to first talk about the latest trend alert. This one goes out to, I told Lorraine a little bit about this trend alert, and she thought this one was pretty juicy. So we're going to start with the trend alert on News of the Weird. In China, this is very current. This is right now, and this is the true news. Right now in China, there is a growing trend among young people. And that trend is they are creating AI versions of their exes. Users feed an open source AI module known as X-Skill, and they feed it photos, social media posts, and custom descriptions from their previous relationships. You know where my mind went to that when I thought of what would be the custom description? I know exactly what that I think I know what that would be. Or maybe they're sending photos of it. Anyways, jilted lovers can then talk to their AI ex, which mimics tone and conversation style. The X-Skills creator has stated that the AI module is for help and healing, not harassment, stalking, or privacy invasion. Honestly, though, I think that's a load of crap. I think anybody that gets their hands on an AI X, we're gonna have some trouble. Just wait until you know it's only a matter of time till that. We might have just started the trend tonight, everybody. So if you're an X, we're all an X. We're all somebody's X. Let's all be careful together here on Night Starter. So that is the trend alert for News of the Weird. But you know, there's more weird news than that out there, and my job is to bring it to you. So with that, what I'd also like to talk about is Florida. In West Palm Beach, Florida, 57-year-old Jeff Knapp knocked on a neighbor's door demanding an apple. The neighbor said she didn't have one. So, Knapp went into a fit and cut off all his hair right there in the doorway and let it all fall to the ground. But that's not it. An hour later, alarms began blaring, and the neighbor noticed smoke and angry outbursts coming from Jeff Knapp's apartment. Fire crews arrived and broke down the door to find Mr. Knapp sitting in the middle of the room, smoking a cigarette, with an open gas flame on the kitchen stove, melting his electronics, papers, and a battery. After his arrest, Jeffrey Knapp from West Palm Beach, Florida, told officials that he started the fire and also lit a Bible on fire because the Holy Spirit instructed him to do so. So that is your News of the Weird. Thanks to Mr. Jeffrey Knapp and the Holy Spirit. And if somebody comes and knocks on your door asking for an apple, I strongly suggest that you give them the apple. So there you have it, tonight's weekly News of the Weird here on Night Starter. I'm gonna switch now, and I want to I made a little video for you about what I did on Wednesday night and why I didn't do Night Starter. I actually went to a concert. I have a friend that plays in a band. They are one of the original thrash metal bands out of the Bay Area. They came up with Metallica in the late 80s, early 90s. They came up with a lot of those thrash metal bands, and they started the scene in the Bay Area of this time. And the band's name is Death Angel. And I met Mark through music. I don't even remember how, but we have become friends. Mark Osageda, and then Rob Cavas. I'm having a hard time tonight. Anyways, they are a killer band, and I didn't get to go see them in December because I got sick. So I had promised Mark that I would definitely go and see their show when they played the Gramercy, and that was on Wednesday night. So I brought one of my good friends, my friend Sasha, who is not in the room tonight. I'll have words with her. I brought her, and after the show, we went and hung out a little bit with them, and I made a little piece about something interesting that I thought everybody should know. So with that, I'm going to play the video for you, and yeah. And if you are into metal, I love all music. I find so much inspiration from everything, and the show they put on was amazing. Mark has an insane vocal range. Rob's guitar playing. These guys are great. Anyways, so this is a little bit about. Well, you'll see. I'll see you after this.
Kendra Morris.
Mark Osageda from Death Angel. And Gary King.
This is why there was no Night Starter on Wednesday night.
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
So as you see, this is a tour bus.
Yeah.
What's the one rule about a tour bus that you cannot do on a tour bus, Mark?
No pooping. No solids in the bin. You
No
can't.
pooping.
Only liquids, and not even paper.
Then where do you go? You could go in the pizza place.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't.
No.
I mean,
No solids.
sorry, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no
You can't
solids.
poop on a tour bus.
Can't poop on a tour bus.
Find out for yourself.
Yes.
It's a fake
A
tour.
plastic one. A plastic one. That's the one rule. But tune in to Night Starter next time on.
Night Starter.
What day?
Oh yeah, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m.
There you go.
That was Death Angel, and no pooping on a tour bus. As you can see, we are now in New York City, and I decided my new thing is when you see the skyline behind me, that can mean one thing and one thing only. That means that we're going to do one of my songs. I thought that would be a fun thing. Eventually, I'll play my guitar while I do them again. But tonight it's a track just because I've been working out all my kinks. And also I wanted to. Anyways, with that, I'm going to do an original for you. I tried to pick one that I thought would be good with the theme, and I figured since the mob is so involved, and if you mess with the mob, you're going to get hurt. Maybe you're not going to make it through to tomorrow. So I picked from the album Babel. I picked my song Epilogue, which is me just thinking about what happens when you die. So, for the theme Behind Bars, Music and Crime on Night Starter, this is Epilogue from my record Babel that was reissued on Coal Mine Records just a couple years ago. Enjoy. Jimmy went to heaven riding shotgun. Jimmy went to heaven riding shotgun. Chevy like a fireball, blazing saddles, downward fall. Mickey at the wheel, when you think goodbye. Nothing like the stars that car left love trailing a boom. Burn time out forever, slowly rising to the moon. Break free, unwind, and things alright. Heavy head, loaded heart, book is closing, that's okay. Take it all away, take it all away, take it all away. Thomas slipped to limbo on an iceberg. Thomas slid to limbo on an iceberg. Weighted eyelids wait for Z's, just a motor slowing ease. With the clouds above, below, it's all the same. Nothing like the car that car left love trailing a boom. Burn time out forever, slowly rising to the moon. Break free, unwind, heavy's alright. Heavy head, loaded heart, book is closing, that's okay. Take it all away, take it all away, take it all away. I forgot the words to my song. I forgot the words to my song. I still forgot them, I should've went over them better. I didn't at all. Next time it'll be better. I owe you another. Here we go. People talking, smiling, laughing, wondering about you. Break free, unwind, some things alright. Heavy head, loaded heart, book is closing, that's okay. Take it all away, you take it all away, you take it all away. That was me totally fudging. Unwind, fudging epilogue. It's just repeating it now. Yeah, that was me fudging epilogue. I owe you another. Maybe tonight, maybe next time. But that makes it real. That's about as Nite Starter as you can get, me forgetting the words to my own songs. Sadly, that's not an uncommon thing in my life. I haven't done that song live in a long time, but I love like going through them all here on Nite Starter. So yeah, if you see the skyline, I'll do an original song. So that's the new cue. Yeah, happy Nite Starter, everybody. If you're just popping in the room, the theme tonight again is Behind the Bars, Music and Crime. I'll be right back after this commercial. After this commercial. And we'll be back to talking about our juicy crime.
The verdict is in. Spencer and Associates, you win. We should have settled.
I was in pain, and I called Spencer and Associates, and he changed my pain to rain.
If you're injured in a crash and you're feeling the pain, call the law firm that makes it.
If you're injured in an accident, don't go to this insurance company alone. Call Spencer and Associates, and we'll change your pain into rain.
And we're back. Here we are on Nite Starter. I got more facts for you guys. I told you, I promised you this would be a juicy episode, and thank you. You know, I saw Kyle in the YouTube chat said thanks for preparing. Hey, I love, you know what, I have the most, when I can spend the time really preparing these episodes, there's so much to learn, and I don't know, I think it's fun to learn stuff and to learn it in a fun way together, because now we can all go and tell like our friends all about music and crime and the weird stuff that happened. So yeah, and also so my friend Cosmic Taco Beach Shack is in the chat room, and I've played his commercials before, and I don't have it queued up tonight. I wound up running around, but Cosmic Taco, he is a wonderful friend of mine, a creative person, and he has, Roger's about to knock over my whole light. If it goes dark, it's Roger did it. He has a children's book a beautiful children's book. It's of poetry and stories that he is putting out, and he's raising money for it right now. And it's all kinds of really cool illustrations, wonderful art. He actually did, he did this logo for me. This is my logo. It's tiny right there, but so he made that logo for me. I'm gonna play his commercial on my stories tonight. I'm so sorry, Cosmic Taco, I don't have it queued up, but he's amazing, and the book is really special, and I love to plug my friends. So, yeah, support us human artists. I never thought I would say that. Where am I here? Where am I, you guys? Oh, here I am. Here I am. Support your human artists. Can you believe that we have to say that today? Yeah. Anyways, I have something else to tell you later, but I want to keep going into music and crime. So with that, this next person, I'm going to switch up the style of music. You know I love doing R&B and soul. This is a predecessor to R&B and soul. Who I want to talk about next is Frank Sinatra, who definitely, absolutely, positively had ties to the mob. So let's dive into this Frank Sinatra tune, and then we'll talk about him a little bit here on Night Starter, music behind the bars. I also love singing jazz. So here we go. This is actually from a live recording. So you can hear, it's like, looks like we're here with Frank's crowd. And the mob, you know, was in that room with him. Oh yeah, they were watching. She gets hungry for dinner at 8. Adores the theater and doesn't come late. She won't bother with someone she hates. That's why the lady is a tramp. Doesn't like crap games with barons and earls. Won't go to Harlem in ermine and pearls. She won't dish the dirt with the rest of those girls, and that's why the lady is a tramp. She loves the free, fine wind in her hair, life without care. She's broke, but it's oak. Detests California. It's cold and it's damp. That's why the lady is a tramp. She gets much too hungry to wait for dinner at 8. She adores the theater, but she doesn't get there late. She'll never bother with someone she hates. That's why she doesn't like dice games with a gang of Sharpies and Fords. Never make a trip to Harlem, driving Lincolns and Fords. She won't dish the dirt with the rest of those bras. I said, that's why she's a tramp. She loves the fine, cool, wild, cool wind in her hair. Life's without care. I'm broke, huh? She hates California 'cause it's cold and it's damp. That's why the lady, no, that's why the lady, yes, that's why the lady is a tramp. That was Frank Sinatra with The Lady Is a Tramp. Here on Night Starter, the theme, I'm gonna say it every time, behind bars, music and crime, and Frank Sinatra was definitely something involved. You see, the FBI tracked Frank Sinatra for 40 plus years. Sinatra always denied his mob connections. However, he was known to be close friends with Chicago mob boss Sam, I hope I can say this right. These names are so good. Sam Giancana. And he supposedly acted as a liaison between JFK and Giancana to help in a plot to assassinate Fidel Castro, which it obviously didn't come to fruition. There were accounts of gifts from Joseph and Charles Fischetti. Joseph and Charles Fischetti, they were brothers who were with the Chicago mob who ran illegal gambling operations. Also, the FBI tracked Sinatra's carousing with Detroit mobsters Anthony and Vito Giacalone. And they would always be there hanging out with him before shows, after shows. They went on weekend getaways together. He also, like Burt Burns, he was never convicted of anything. Oh, thank you so much, Mo Money. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. He was never convicted, but he was absolutely, what's the word that you say? Like, be careful who you hang out with. Like, if you hang out with a certain group of people, you kind of, there is a term. Lorraine, do you know what the term is? I'm not sure, but yeah, like you are who you hang out with. Like, careful of like the company you keep. So, anyways, Frank Sinatra, and I was dying to do a Frank Sinatra. I almost was gonna do a full jazz night because I got so excited. Because at first that was how I started digging into music and crime, but then I was like, whoa, this is beyond jazz. It's like everything. There's so much in crime and music, and we're not done yet because I have one more. This probably will have to be a two-parter show, but I do have one more person that I want to talk about, and I'm going to do 2 songs from him, one which includes the Nite song. But we're not there yet. I got to talk about this person. I'm going to play one more commercial, or I'll play a movie. I don't know what I'm going to play. Did I play all my commercials? Yeah, I did. Okay. Did I play Shoplifting Mom? Yeah, I did. Anyways, okay, I'm going to play one more commercial, have a sip of my drink, and then we're going to talk about this last person. Can anybody guess who this is going to be? Lorraine and I are going to start doing some trivia soon also. Also, if you're in New York this weekend, on the day before Memorial Day, I'm going to be doing a short set with my band at the Rockaway Hotel, opening for the Bogman. I also have some other stuff to announce for the West Coast very soon. A nice little surprise that I'm excited about. So if you're on the West Coast, you might see me soon. But maybe not in the way that you might imagine. It might be in a different way you're going to see me. You'll find out next week. Anyways, I see someone says Prince. Was Prince in Crime? Did I miss something? Ronald Mello, I will do a jazz night. I promise you that. Anyways, here's another little movie. I haven't played this in a while, so I'll play this. It was with the OG, as Felix Moonrocks likes to call my curtains, my La Quinta curtains. This was the first time the La Quinta curtains were ever filmed. And I'll see you after this, and we will get into this last person of crime I want to talk about on Night Starter. Music and crime. All right, see you in a second.
It's important to be beautiful. Foundation. Make sure you highlight. Show off those cheekbones. Blend the ugly away. Blend. You are beautiful. Smile.
I was dying to play that one for you guys. Happy Night Starter. That's a classic. Mendo, you should totally sample that. Yeah. So here we are talking about music and crime. And also, let's get. So I see that some people were saying R. Kelly. I did think about R. Kelly would be a really good one because he definitely got into some trouble. But since I've been kind of I wanted to keep the show in the 50s, 60s, 70s for tonight. And I know that Music and Crime is going to be a multiple part series, just like when we did Family Jewels. That's going to be coming up again. But who I wanted to talk about is this producer who was known to be insane and erratic, and he also died in prison. So we know it's not going to be R. Kelly because he's still in prison singing. So our last stop on this week's Night Starter theme, Behind the Bars, we come to, I dubbed him just now, I don't know if he really is, but I'm calling him the King of Chaos himself, died behind bars, and a wall of sound. Phil Spector. Oh man, that's a criminal for you. He was criminally insane. There's also some really great documentaries about him. Phil Spector was a 1960s songwriter and producer who created an entirely new soul sound via his reverbed out and layered production style. He became one of the most highly sought-after producers in pop music in the 1960s, working with Ike and Tina Turner, the Ronettes, the Righteous Brothers, Darlene Love, Sonny and Cher, John Lennon, George Harrison, the Beatles, and the Ramones, just to name a few. But working with Phil Spector came at a price. Yes, small, I see, also real, yeah, we're gonna get to what that price was. Working with Phil Spector came at a huge price. He was known to be equally intense, erratic, and moody in his sessions, as much as he was a musical genius. He would keep artists in sessions for hours and hours to get a sound just right. He was known also to have many, not just one gun, multiple guns in his sessions. He had these places like armored with guns. Like, I remember I went to a session once and someone had a gun there. And they weren't doing anything crazy. They just happened to have a gun. And I remember I felt so like nervous just being in the presence of a gun. I was just like, So can you imagine like being in a session and like Phil Spector's there and he's like getting all his guns out? And because he did stuff like that. Oh, he did more than that. During a recording session, he recorded with John Lennon. He did an album. He was doing a covers album, the album Rock and Roll with him. During sessions for this album between 1973 and 1975, Phil Spector, he would show up in multiple costumes with his guns. But one time he showed up in a surgeon outfit and fired a gun into the ceiling, and apparently also fired it one time at John Lennon, just grazing his ear. And John Lennon was like, hey, I need my ears. He was known to hold artists at gunpoint in sessions. He actually held Debbie Harry. She was supposed to work with him. I read her autobiography, and she talked briefly about this. She was supposed to have a session with Phil Spector, and he pulled a gun out, and that was that. She did not work with him. But it gets really dark when with Phil Spector when in, I think it was 2003, a B-movie actress by the name of Lana Clarkson, she went to Phil Spector's mansion after meeting him at her work. She was hostessing at the House of Blues. Her and his driver, after she got off work, they drove back to the mansion. And then the next morning, she was found shot in the mouth after hanging out all night at the mansion. And Spector, he came out of the house and said to his driver while holding the gun, I think I just killed someone. However, while he was free on a $1 million bail, crucial evidence went missing, and it resulted in a mistrial. So Phil Spector was free, being just as weird as ever, until 2009 when he had a retrial, and he was then sentenced to 19 years to life. He was guilty of second-degree murder. But he actually wound up dying in prison in 2021 due to complications to COVID. But yeah, Phil Spector, genius, maniac, genius. And like it comes to like, I sometimes think about like R. Kelly, Phil Spector, or Roman Polanski. And there's an argument, there's the argument about cancellation of art, these genius artists that do like horrific things, but did a question, and this is like a debate. We don't have to sit and have this debate. It's just something interesting to think about. And it's up to you as your views as a person, how you feel. Like, do you listen to the artist? I personally, for me, I separate the art. I love the music that Phil Spector made. I like the music R. Kelly made. I like Roman Polanski's films. Does it mean they're not horrible, like creepy people? Yes, they are, and they've all done some really horrible things. I'm still going to respect the art as art. It's something different. I think art comes from somewhere else, and humans are just vehicles. We're just vessels for the art that needs to get to the people. Anyways, I'm sure some of Phil Spector's songs have saved some people's lives. He wrote beautiful songs. He worked with the Beach Boys, I wrote down a few other Phil Spector horrors. I'll save those, though. I'm going to do a Phil Spector song, and then we'll kind of tie up the night with a couple more Phil Spector facts and a night-night song. But I'm having so much fun with you guys tonight. I see Lorraine keeping everybody in line and seeing everybody. Also, don't forget, sign up for the WhatsApp, because that's how I can tell you if for some reason something needs to change on a night, or I can feed you the themes. Lorraine will put the WhatsApp into the YouTube multi-stream, and we will get Lorraine over on Twitch really soon too. And also, check out this thing that I think I'm going to start messing around with when I'm on tour. It's called It's called Playhouse.band. I was talking about it last week. Tyson Ritter from All American Rejects just started this. And basically, if I'm coming through your town and I have a show or I'm passing through, and you could put up your house and I could come and do a show at your house. Or if there's like a special place, like a gator farm or a theme park, or I could play in your doghouse. But basically, I'll put up like, hey, I'm gonna come through Bakersfield, California, and I wanna play for a few friends. And you basically just like, you can kind of like Airbnb your place, not for the night, but for a show. And then we could pick like how many people. And it's just a way for artists to kind of take the power out of the industry, Ticketmaster, criminal monopoly hands, and put it back into the artists and for the people. And music is about you and me, and that's it. Music is between us. It's not about Ticketmaster, and it's not about Spotify and the money they take. It's about the relationship of us like hanging out and bonding over music. So anyways, I'm not gonna preach. I feel kind of preachy tonight, so I'm gonna try not to. Check out the Playhouse. I just put up my profile, and I'm gonna start, me and Lorraine are going on a field trip tomorrow night to learn more about this and get some ideas. So anyways, here is a Phil Spector song for you. I picked The Righteous Brothers with You've Lost That Loving Feeling here on Night Starter. You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. And there's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. You're trying hard not to show it, but baby, I know it. You lost that loving feeling. Whoa, that loving feeling. You've lost that loving feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Whoa, now there's welcome look in your eyes when I reach for you. Girl, you're criticized little things that I do. It makes me just feel like crying. 'Cause baby, something beautiful's dying. You've lost that loving feeling. Oh, that loving feeling. You've lost that loving feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Whoa, whoa. Baby, baby, I get down on my knees for you. If you would only love me like you used to do. We had a love, a love, a love you don't find every day. So don't let it slip away. Baby, baby, I beg you, please, Bring back that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. Bring back that love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. And I can't go on. Whoa, whoa. Bring back that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. Bring back that love and feeling. Now it's gone. Holy cow, that was a hard one to sing. That's one where I need my clapping. That one needs this, actually, because that was a tough one. This is how I feel about that one. Yeah, that was a rough one here in Nite. Let's just all laugh together. Music and crime. Okay. I got my laugh. Guys, I'm so happy to be here. We'll be back on Wednesday night. Back to our usual Wednesday nights next week. With, I don't know what the theme is, but we'll know soon, and you guys can DM me, send me a message on Instagram, or put in the WhatsApp, join the WhatsApp group, and put some theme ideas. I do have a couple up my sleeve that I'm sort of sifting through. But tonight was a really fun one, music and crime. I'm gonna give you a few more Phil Spector facts before we wrap things up. And again, thank you so much. I've got Willie on my lap, breath as bad as ever. I got Roger on the bed, about to knock a light over. And I got Jerry at my feet, being sweet, angelic Jerry. Yeah, I wish that I could, I'm trying to read all your comments. I'm gonna come over to everybody's house. I think we should do Night Starter on the road, and I'll just come to everybody's house and I do Night Starter at your house. Because that would be really fun. And I'll bring the bulldog with me. I'll bring one bulldog with me that I can share with everybody. Yeah, this was a really great night. It's not over yet, though. I promise you more facts. Here are some more facts. I'm just trying to get my levels right because everything feels loud. So I want to tell you a couple more weird things I found out about Phil Spector to just wrap up the crazy night of music and crime. And we can also just recap that we talked about Roulette Records. Go check out, listen to some of there was a lot of amazing music on Roulette Records. Check out Roulette Records. That was completely controlled by the Genovese crime family out of New York City. Check out Burt Russell Burns, who was the amazing songwriter and producer and also tied to New York City crime families and organized crime. And check out the Escorts, who formed in prison and put out this amazing record. And don't forget, Dilla sampled them, and like anything that Dilla has touched is gold. There's so many gems in Donuts. And also, who else? Oh yeah, we talked about Frank Sinatra. And yeah, next time there's gonna be a whole other slew. But anyways, the wacky one, Phil Spector. Here's a couple other horrors. These were bizarre to me. So Phil Spector was married to Ronnie Spector, Ronnie from the Ronettes, who she actually just passed away, I think 2 years ago. But wow, what a woman. Anyways, while he was married to Ronnie Spector, apparently he was obviously he was a nightmare, really huge, crazy nightmare. But while he was married to Ronnie Spector, he had a gold coffin installed in their basement, and he told her if she ever tried to leave him, that she would wind up in it. That's insane, and that's terrifying. And man, I have so much respect for that woman. He also installed, this is so weird, he installed an inflatable version of himself in the front seat of Ronnie Spector's car so that it would give the impression that she was never alone when she was driving. Can you imagine like having a partner like that put an inflatable version of themselves in your car and they make you drive around with their inflatable version? Like, I would be like, just put me in the golden coffin. I would rather be in the golden coffin than have to ride around in my car with... Also, have you seen Phil Spector? Have you seen him when he got arrested and he used to wear these crazy wigs, and he was also really into... I wonder what he would think of the Knicks right now, speaking of. I mean, he was a California guy, so I don't know, but you know the Knicks are up. That's the one time you'll ever hear me talk about sports. But yeah, go Knicks. But yeah, so Phil Spector, he would wear these crazy wigs, but when he got arrested, you see he couldn't wear any of his wigs. He was just like, he was kind of just looked like a troll. Like, this guy was pretty trolly. He also, I told you before, he would show up in different costumes high on amyl nitrate, and he would show up in costumes and be armed to all of John Lennon's recording sessions. Also, I know at one point, I think John Lennon, the Beatles, they would not work with him anymore. So many artists were like, this just isn't worth it. It's not worth it. Also, like, Sonny was a session player on a lot of Phil Spector's early recordings, and when he first started dating Cher, and she was like 17 or 18, he would bring her to the sessions, and she would just kind of hang on the wall, and then Sonny was like, hey, sing, why don't you join, hop up with Ronnie. And so Cher started sitting in and singing, and so like Cher's on a lot of the backgrounds of these recordings, uncredited. But also I wonder, like, with the crazy stuff that Sonny did, I wonder if like him taking all of Cher's money and keeping her on a salary and her not knowing it. I wonder if he got some of his bad business from hanging out with Phil Spector so much. I don't know. A lot of things to think about. I see some Go Knicks in the chat. Hey, Willie. Yeah. So anyways, it is about that time. It's 10:30. I did say we would go till 10:30 here on Night Starter. And thank you again. I see some really nice, I see some super chats from you guys. Thank you, Mo Money, so much. Thank you, Ruby Dale. Thank you, Felix Moonrocks, and everybody for supporting Night Starter. I have just had so much fun doing this, and Lorraine's really teamed up on me with this, so I have to shout out Lorraine. We meet 2 times a week and we come up with ideas regarding this and other stuff in music. So if you don't have a Lorraine in your life, you should get one. They're wonderful people to know and have. And I'm excited to let you in soon on some West Coast stuff. I'll just tell you guys. I'm going to come to the West Coast with a certain band. I'm going to be solo because I can't. It's expensive to tour, and I just wanted to get my butt out there. So I'm going to come up with a really special set for you. Oh no, I can't. This is going to be on YouTube. Just if you watch this, if you're on YouTube rewatching this, just don't post it before I post it. I'm going to post it next week. So, but I'm excited to come out to the West Coast this summer, and I'll announce more of that soon. So my West Coast friends, I better see you guys. And sorry, everybody knows I have a big mouth. So at least I'm the one with the big mouth, though. Anyways, this is our last Night Starter song. Lorraine, did I forget anything else? Join the WhatsApp. And, something new coming on streaming on June 11th. More on that soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Wednesday, the regular Night Starter time at 9 o'clock. It's been wonderful here. I don't want to go, but I need to go. Sorry again for messing up. And don't forget Cosmic Taco Beach Shack. Follow Cosmic Taco Beach Shack. He is on Instagram. And also he will put what the book is called, so you can find links to that. I will be pushing his book too. Because, yeah, art by amazing artists, and we all got to support each other. Oops, Roger is going to knock that light over. So, okay, it is the Night Night song, and then I'll leave the chat room, and I'll leave the chat room open for a little bit because it's Friday night, so I'll put some sort of weird movie on and we can hang out for a little bit too. So, yeah, Small, I see. If I'm near LA, we can host you. Okay, amazing. You'll drive me to my gigs. Deal. I think I'm gonna bring Lorraine. Lorraine might come hit a couple of California shows with me too. Her and her purple wig, her purple old lady hair, and her cigarettes. And remember, if you make Lorraine mad, she'll crush a cigarette in your eye, and so will I. Okay, here's the Night Night song. Thank you so much again, everybody. This was a real hoot. And the Night Night song is another Phil Spector song. I love this tune. I think it's great for the time. Thanks, Dylan. And yeah, anyone, I'll be Sunday night, 6:30. It's an early set, a half-hour set at Rockaway Hotel with the Bogman. I think it's about to sell out, though, so if you want to go, get your ticket now. All right, my friends. Here we go. The Night Night song. And don't forget, don't tell my secrets. You guys, I've said it before. Night Starter is where you'll always find out about everything before anybody else. This is where we keep our secrets. Okay, here we go. This is John Lennon, Night Night song, Imagine. Because Phil Spector co-produced that song with John Lennon. And he was probably wearing a surgeon outfit, shooting his gun, and high on amyl nitrate when this song was made. So there you have it, Night Starter, everybody. Here is the Night Night song. Oh, also after this, I'll play one more time the pooping tour bus because it makes me laugh. And anyone who hasn't seen it, now you know, don't poop on a tour bus. Here we go. You hear Roger sneezing in the background? Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Here is everyone. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, baby. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You always say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. That was me and a hot dog, me and Mr. Weenie Man, singing Imagine here on Night Starter, Behind the Bars Crime Night. And it's been amazing to see you all in the chat room. Thanks again. Love you all, and I'm so glad that you guys are having fun on this show. So many good feelings in the chat. I'm with you, Lorraine. So many good feelings too. I pretend that I can see you all wherever you are. I see everybody. Thanks again. I don't want to go, but I probably should. Those weenie moves move me too, Small. Thanks again, everybody. And I will close the night out with the theme song again, so that you know that it's the wrap up. And then after that, I'll play a couple videos, leave the chat open for like 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna say goodnight. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday, regular time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll see some of you guys in person sooner than later. All my friends in Europe that stayed up late tonight, I hope that you are all doing wonderful, and I can't wait to get my little booty back to Europe, because that's a really magical place with very magical people. So, thanks again. Here on Night Starter, your never classy, a little bit trashy host, Kendra Morris. Thanks again, everybody, for all your support, the chats, Lorraine. Don't forget all your facts. I'll repost them into my stories. And I'm going to start a playlist on Spotify. But I'm going to do it. And if you like the songs, buy the record, or do something to find a way to support an independent artist. Anyway, because artists, Anyways, I will start a playlist for Night Starter songs so that you can always go back and listen to the songs. I'll start that and post it this week. Here we go. Here's the theme song opener. I'll see you in the chat. Have a great night, everybody. Happy Night Starter.
Again, who's that angel? And Carrie King.
This is why there was no Night Starter on Wednesday night.
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
So as you see, this is a tour bus.
Yeah.
What's the one rule about a tour bus that you cannot do on a tour bus, Mark?
No pooping. No solids in the bin.
No pooping.
Only liquids, and not even paper.
Then where do you go? You could go in the pizza place.
Yeah.
Can't.
No solids.
Sorry, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no
You can't
solids.
poop on a tour bus.
You can't poop on a tour bus.
Find out for yourself.
Yes.
It's a fake
A
tour.
plastic one. A plastic one. That's the one rule. But tune in to Night Starter next time on
Night Starter.
What day?
Oh yeah, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m.
There you go.
Are you looking for a bargain or a real steal? How about 2 records for the price of 1? Stop shoplifting. It's a crime.
An afternoon at the salon for the big night out, $200. big night out, $5,000. Coming home the next morning after the big night out, $25,000 and counting. An afternoon in the park after Michael Gallagher's gotten you visitation with your kids? Priceless. I'm Mike Gallagher. Give me a call if you need help.
The verdict is in. Spencer and Associates, you win.
We should have settled.
I was in pain, and I called Spencer and Associates, and he changed my pain to rain.
If you're injured in a crash and you're feeling the pain, call the law firm that makes it.
If you're injured in an accident, don't go to your insurance company's alone. Call Spencer and Associates, and we'll change your pain into rain.
Hi, I'm Charlie the Gnome. Let's go to the shopping mall. The mall has many nice fashions. Get your ears pierced at Claire's. Youch! The food court has all the best choices. Like cheesesteak. It's the Candy Barrel! Bitchin' Arcade! Trip to the spa for a happy ending. Goodbye, everybody.
Next!
Roll the dice. Move around.
I win!
Who will you be? It's Kendra Morris.
Yay!
Can I play?
Many can play. Only one will win. It's a game. It's a record. It's next. Next.
Kendra Morris, next, out September.
Attention all spaceship crew members. Attention all spaceship crew members. We are nearing the end of our journey. Our mission is about to begin. Our radar screen has picked up the target we've been looking for. Activate the radar screen. There it is. The planet most similar to ours in all the universe. The Earth. Its atmosphere contains 21% oxygen and 78% nitrogen. Among its other properties are argon and carbon dioxide. Nitrogen is vital to us. Therefore, our object will be to capture the Earth and colonize it with our own species. Prepare the ship for an immediate attack. What is wrong? Reactivate the radar screen. What is that creature? Is it from the Earth?